I'm here to share a secret. The secret to preventing your child from being glued to their phone. And I'm not talking about phone bans, I'm not talking about legislation, I'm not talking about signing parental social pacts. I'm talking about something really powerful, something you can do right now by yourself from your home. Shut down the Wi-Fi. If only it were that simple. The truth is that screen time is a challenge for both teens and their parents. I've seen it firsthand. As a university professor, my signature course for the past 5 years has been one on attention and digital distractions management. And when I give talks at schools, I hear the same concern from parents. They want to restrict devices, but they feel helpless. Like the solution has to come from the outside, from schools, from governments, from other parents. But there's more to it than that, something that hardly anyone is talking about. You know what's harder than getting a teenager off his phone? Getting his parents off of theirs. That's right. If you want your child to look up from their phone, look up from yours. Lead by example. Be a role model. And that is the secret that I came here to share. Role modeling is powerful and effective. Solutions like phone bans, legislation, and parental social pacts are essential, but these rely on external collective action. Nevertheless, parents individually can also positively influence their children's behavior. According to social learning theory put forth by Bandura in the 1970s, humans learn by imitation. Do you ever find yourselves doing or saying something that your parents do or say? I do. And my young children do too. And then I have to say, no, don't curse, don't swear, don't repeat that, don't say that. I do things that my parents used to do. When I was a child, my sister and I didn't mind if we left the lights on in rooms we were no longer using. And my dad would go around the house, switching them off and saying, turn off the lights. Anyone else here heard that phrase growing up? And now that I pay the electricity bill, you know what I do? I go around the house, switching off the lights that my children left on. Social learning theory works. It just takes about 30 years to really sink in. And it turns out that in the specific context of technology use at home, science supports this idea too. I searched and found at least a dozen scientific articles that suggest a positive association between parents' screen time and their children's screen time. For example, Mune and Lee found that parental smartphone addiction positively predicted adolescent smartphone addiction. Kim and colleagues found that maternal smartphone dependency was positively associated with adolescent smartphone dependence. And Hefner and colleagues found that parental problematic mobile phone involvement correlated positively with children's problematic mobile phone involvement. And we know that correlation does not mean causation, which is scientists' way of saying that the fact that we observe that parents who use their phone a lot have children who use their phone a lot, and parents who don't use their phone a lot have children who don't use their phone a lot, that's a positive correlation. But that doesn't necessarily mean that this thing, the parents' usage, caused this other thing, the children's usage. Even if we cannot establish causation, I don't know about you, but I wouldn't want my child's smartphone addiction to correlate to mine. Which is why I try to role model the behavior that I would want to observe in my children in the future. And I can summarize it in two main actions. First, when I'm at home, I leave my phone in a stationary place. I don't carry it around with me. which means I don't receive my messages instantly, but that's okay. So my phone kind of works like a landline. It just sits there. And there will be dedicated moments where I will go and check to see if there's something, but it's not a constant thing. And number two, when I'm not at home, I'm very mindful not to pull out my phone in front of my children, or any other person for that matter. And when they're out of sight, not that I ever leave my children unattended, but you know what I mean, I quickly glance to see if there's something, but then I put it right back. And quite frankly, these two simple hacks also benefit me. I feel more present and focused on what I'm doing. Will my children pick up these habits in the future when they have a phone? I don't know, but science suggests that they might. And this is actually great news because it means that while we wait for schools and governments to do something, there's a lot that we can do individually through our daily actions. By managing our own behavior, we can gradually influence our children's. It doesn't happen overnight, but over time, it builds, it sticks, and hopefully it takes less than 30 years to sink in. So next time you're worried about your child being glued to their phone, remember this: your example matters in the way you handle your phone and in the way you switch off the lights. Thank you.